Why should we boycott Israel?
I mean, we should boycott Israel because simply Israel is carrying out war crimes in Palestine, in the Gaza Strip particularly at the present time. The collective punishment of people, the attacks on civilians, attacks on hospitals, on education establishments. As I said, in the West Bank as well, the collective destruction of Palestinian environment. So that's why we should boycott Israel until Israel stops its occupation. That's something as well we are boycotting Israel for, not only what's happening in Gaza, but Israeli ongoing occupation of Palestinian land, illegal occupation, violation of United Nations Resolution 76 of them between General Assembly and Security Council. But the problem is that they have the support of the American administration and European Union, and they don't care about international law. So we are asking people, we don't hate the Israelis for being Israelis or for being Jews or anything similar. On the contrary, we are against Zionists, and we think that people who are asking for freedom worldwide should ask for boycott of Israel because of the war crimes it is committing.
Okay, so how can an ordinary shopper avoid Israeli goods? Where are we likely to see Israeli goods?
Israeli products are all over the British shops, especially in summertime. Jaffa oranges, for instance, this one of the Israeli products, baby potatoes, green beans, the dates, the medjool dates, and you only need to look on the label to see that it's a product of Israel, or sometimes they mislead people to say it's product of the West Bank, but this means it's product of settlements in the West Bank. We're not asking for boycott of settlement products only, we're asking for boycott of all Israeli products, because Israel, as I mentioned earlier, is committing war crimes, not by my definition, but the official definition. When you attack hospitals, you are committing war crimes. When you attack water wells, you are committing water crimes. When you target civilians indiscriminately, you are committing war crimes. So we are asking for boycott for this reason, not for any reason of hate or wanting to revenge or whatever. We're just asking for justice and for the world to put an end to the Israeli atrocities and war crimes which have been happening in Palestine for a long time. Let's remember that in 1966, the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, more than 500 villages which were wiped off the map, and 800,000 Palestinians were made refugees, was the first war crime that was committed by Israel. So that's why we're asking for boycott. Occupation as well. We shouldn't, in this day and age, accept any form of occupation and forcing people to be submissive to military power. This is totally unacceptable in this day and age.
Okay, so today we're going to march down to Sainsbury's.
Yes.
What would you like to say to the managing director of Sainsbury's if you could speak to him face to face?
I mean, I'll just say that we are hoping that Sainsbury's will listen to the people all over Britain, because we've seen the tens, if not the hundreds of thousands who marched in every city and town all over Britain, and stop to stock Israeli products until Israel stops its policy of war crimes and of occupation against the Palestinians. That's the simple message we want to give to our Sainsbury's.
Okay, thank you ever so much, Bashir.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
I want to say that this has been going on far too long, and it's time that Israel actually implemented some of the promises it's been making over the years. Every time it invades Gaza, it promises to do things and they don't happen. And they're empty promises, and this time it's got to stop, and Gaza has got to be freed to trade, to move freely, and people should be able to move in and out of the strip whenever they want to, and be like ordinary people everywhere else in the world.
Jewish survivors and descendants of survivors and victims of the Nazi genocide, we unequivocally condemn the massacre of Palestinians in Gaza and the ongoing occupation and colonization of historic Palestine. We further condemn the United States for providing Israel with the funding to carry out the attack, and Western states more generally for using their diplomatic muscle to protect Israel from condemnation. Genocide begins with the silence of the world. We are alarmed by the extreme, racist dehumanization of Palestinians in Israeli society, which has reached fever pitch. Politicians and pundits in the Times of Israel and the Jerusalem Post have called openly for genocide of Palestinians, and right-wing Israelis are adopting neo-Nazi insignia. Furthermore, we are disgusted and outraged by Elie Wiesel's abuse of our history in these pages, that is the pages of The Guardian, advertisement on August the 11th, to promote blatant falsehoods used to justify the unjustifiable. Israel's wholesale effort to destroy Gaza and the murder of nearly 2,000 Palestinians, including many hundreds of children. Nothing can justify bombing UN shelters, homes, hospitals and universities. Nothing can justify depriving people of electricity and water.
Children of Palestine, and it's for freedom that we're fighting. We are the children of Palestine, and it's for freedom that we're fighting. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. We are the children of Palestine, and it's for freedom that we're fighting. We are the children of Palestine, and it's for freedom that we're fighting. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. Second verse. In Gaza they shoot us down, but we shall rise up united. In Gaza they shoot us down, but we shall rise up united. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. We are the children of Palestine, and it's for freedom that we're fighting. We are the children of Palestine, and it's for freedom that we're fighting. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. Do you sing the second verse? Gaza, they shoot us down,
but we will rise up united. In Gaza they shoot us down, but we will rise up united. A heavy load,
and it will take some real strength. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. Yeah. Brilliant, wonderful.
This poem is dedicated to the children of Palestine. My name is Ahmed. I am a child of Palestine. I am only 8 years old, soon to be 9. I have lived through 3 massacres. I have lived through the pain. I have lived through the bombing and killing, and I still remain with bloodstains and white phosphorus rain. I still remain with house demolition and evacuation again and again. I still remain with F-16 fighter jets and Apache planes. I still remain with Zionist shootings, siege and blockades. I still remain with no food electricity, water or medical aid, I still remain with the closure of Rafah. El Sisi, what a shame, but I still remain with only stones in my hand against Israeli tanks ready to blaze. I still remain with the kufiyah around my neck, opposing the inhumane. I still remain with ceasefire violations, time and time again. I still stand here, and I still remain. And with the missiles that drop, Obama and Cameron, you two are to blame, but I still remain. And with the kidnapping and torturing and midnight house raids, I still remain. With the arresting and imprisoning, G4S, you two are to blame, but I still remain. With the international media silence, I say boycott Israel, comrades, and nevertheless I still remain. And my house may have been destroyed now, just like the houses in Zaytun and Shudaiya, but I still remain, maybe a few meters away in an overcrowded UN shelter. But I still remain, and maybe I have no toys left, and my life is not the same, but I still remain, and maybe they destroyed my schools and left not even a book or a page, but I still remain, and maybe they destroyed hospitals, left not even a mosque to pray, but I still remain, and maybe they killed my brother Anas, but he did not die in vain, and even he still remains, just like they did under Al-Aqsa, that still remains, and just like they tried to tear your Palestinian flag down, that still waves, and that still remains. It waves in Gaza, in London, in Chile, in South Africa and Bahrain, and maybe they imprisoned my father with shackles and chains, but even he still remains. And maybe my mother cries daily, she's fed up of the pain, but even she still remains. And we are going nowhere, we are staying right here, we will remain, because this is Palestine, living longer than your 1948, this is Palestine, the land of the courageous, the real home of the brave. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm probably going to be interrupted very soon. My name is Lady Solinger. I'm a Jewish person, and I'm proud to be speaking today in solidarity with the people in Gaza. When I spoke 2 weeks ago, I felt I needed to speak as a Jewish person who was opposed to Israel's policy. But what I found out from the incredible response that I got, was that it wasn't just that I needed to speak, it was that I sent a message that people wanted to hear. So many people came over to me to say it was important for Jewish people to speak out and thank me for my contribution, and it was very heartening. I want to say two things, and I want to say them loud and clear. Being against Israeli policies has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. That's the first thing, and I'm going to say that over and over. And the second thing is not all Jewish people support Israel. No matter what Israel says, it is not true. There are lots of us who are totally opposed to what Israel does. There have been fantastic speeches around the country and very good letters in some of the newspapers. There was an amazing young Jewish man on the rally in London last week called Barnaby Rain, and I want to just urge you to look on YouTube and listen to his speech. I was very tempted to transcribe the whole thing and just use it today, but I didn't. Stop the Gaza crisis! Stop the Gaza crisis! Stop the Gaza slaughter! Stop the Gaza slaughter! Refugees, we with you! Refugees, we with you! Palestine, we with you! Palestine, we with you! West Bank, we with you! West Bank, we with you!
to the children of Palestine.